evening, or morning, or whatever time of the day it happens to be. My name is LegoMyGregO, and welcome back to LegoMyGregO TV for a brand new, misadventure? Misadventure, that seems like a good term. So I've touched before on this channel about how I was a destructive youth, to say the least. I was the stereotype little brother who cut my sister's Barbie doll hair because they needed haircuts or something. I had one parent who was the firm believer in the keepsake shelf. This is the shelf you get all the knickknacks on. You put, I don't know, like your autographed baseball cards that are in a little, for a plaque or a comic. That's probably more what I would do as a comic book. But you put it on the keepsake shelf and it stays on the keepsake shelf and you look at it but you don't touch it. And that's all fine and good when you have a parent who is regularly teaching you and helping you learn how to, like, care for things like that. What does not help is when you're caught in the crossfire of a very bitter divorce. So when one person says one thing, the other person goes, to hell with that. And the story that I like to tell in this subject is that my dad bought me and him. They were the collector's edition X-Wing fighters from the 1997 re-release of the Star Wars Special Editions. That was the very first time they were back in theaters. The re-release of the new CG. Whatever. They were collector's items and they both went on the keepsake shelf. And he told me, you know, hey, this is yours, but you cannot play with it. So what did little tiny 3-year-old LegoMyGregO do? Asked mom if she could get him the toy so he could, you know, play with it, and then proceeded to, from what I understand, immediately dive bomb the X-Wing into the ground. Eventually it got better, of course, but there was a great period there in elementary school where I was the kid whose action figures needed to take battle damage. Like I was submerging the Incredible Hulk in cups of glue. But I thought today would be a cool idea, a cool little experiment to check out a couple of the toys that I have in my noggin that I absolutely wrecked as a child, and just see how much those are worth today, in the year of our Grego 2021. So I've gone to this little website. It's called eBay. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. I think it's brand new, hot off the market. And I'm gonna look up a couple toys that I had as a child that I absolutely wrecked because I'm a monster, yada yada yada, all that good stuff said and done. Just to kind of compare and get a feel for like how much money did I literally throw away as a child. So first and foremost, there is a toy I want to find that I assume for all intents and purposes I could still find. It's just, so when I was 5 or 6, I had a Digimon, digital monster toy. And it was, if you're not familiar with Digimon, you get small Digimon, goes into a bigger Digimon, turns into a bigger Digimon with guns. That's pretty much how the whole show went, and just a lot of big old monster fights. There were some card games shenanigans involved. But there was a toy I had that acted as a transformer from one form of a Digimon to the other. This Digimon was called Rapidmon, but it transformed. It did the transformation, so you could, like, you know, do the little, you know, transformer noises, and you'd have a Digimon. This is the toy, actually, right here, second option, right here. Click it. So this is Gargamon. See what I mean about guns? He has guns for hands. That's cool. And then this is Rapidmon. This is what he turns into. And I loved that toy. It was a super cool toy. Get out of here, AARP. Where's my ad blocker? But it was a super cool toy that my cousin and I, for whatever reason, buried in my grandparents' backyard. Again, we were like 5 or 6, and for some reason, that was the thing to do. Not only did we bury it, we were like, we're gonna leave it here, and when we come back next week, we'll dig it out. Not just, let's just dig it out now before we go home so I don't get into trouble or, like, waste a good toy, too. A fucking cool toy. And it's one of those things, I dug up so much of that area of my grandparents' backyard looking for it over the years and never found it that I started thinking I Mandela affected the whole scenario. I never had the toy. Me and James never did that. Until one day when I was like 14, that's how obsessed I am with finding this damn thing, I found this piece of it was found in the dirt. And I went back to digging. I got a shovel. I dug up that part of the yard. Grandma was pissed, but yeah, I never found it. I've never found it. It says it's going right now for $57 here. I don't know if that's an accurate price, so let's look around. Let's just kind of skim the eBay and see what we can see here. Gargamon to Rapidmon sealed. So $119. This is it, brand new, mint in pack. $119. $109, $259. I'm gonna assume that one's not getting sold anytime soon. This one from the UK is $48. This one is $37. Another $139 in package. Because the toy was not mint in package, I'm just gonna say it's $50. I'm gonna say $50, averaging out the things I have found. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to we're gonna stick with the transforming theme for Transformers. Robots in Disguise. I had a Jetfire action figure from the Transformers Armada series, and I had it for a really long time. Eventually I busted it, but that took a really long time for me to bust it. This is it. This is the figure right here. Yep. Okay, so this one's actually relatively cheap to get a hold of. Okay, this one's 44. That's the highest I've seen it at. So far it's like going for like 10. Mint in package, $200. Do you transform him at all in these pictures, sir? Sir? Nope, does not transform him. This one has the Minicon still. It came with a Minicon. The Minicon were a thing in Transformers Armada that like they gave the Autobots extra special powers and helped with like their fusions and stuff too, because you know obviously in like the early 2000s fusion was all the rage in kids anime type shows. There you go. That's Jetfire. That's the Jetfire action figure. And I had him and my Blue Eyes Shining Dragon toy kicking ass every day because they were both huge and had giant wings, and I felt like they were just a match made in heaven or hell, one of the two. I'm gonna tack on about 15 bucks for that one. How much is that Blue Eyes Shining Dragon toy? Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, light up. It's a figure, it's not a card. Although that card is... Can I count cards that I destroyed? Because there are a fair deal of those too. There we go. Blue Eyes Shining Dragon action figure. Is this my big boy or is this something else? I think this is it. This is the guy, but it looks really small in these pictures, or it's smaller than I remember it being. Yeah, this is my Blue Eyes Shining Dragon action figure. It would team up with Jetfire and some other pals and go on all sorts of really cool adventures. This one's $34. Okay, $38, $34. $29. So we'll say 30. We'll say 30 for this one. Star Wars. So I had several Star Wars action figures that were like the 12-inch. They were basically dolls type figures. I had a Luke, I had a Palpatine, I had a clone. But the one I remember like the most vividly is it was from episode 3. It was an Anakin one, but it had all of the stuff. Like it had like removable parts, so you could make him Anakin, Burn Victim Anakin, and Vader. You could make him all three things. I had this. I had so many of these figures. So I'm not totaling all these up in the total because there's so many of them. But is this the guy? No, these are regular figures. That's not what I'm looking for either. This is what I'm looking for. This guy right here is what I'm looking for. Revenge of the Sith Ultimate Villain Vader Anakin 12-inch figure, 2005. And yeah, it's either you got the Anakin base figure. It comes with 2 little lightsabers. You got his burned head. You got his Vader suit you can put on him. It's basically a Barbie doll for boys, which is what my grandpa would daily tell me. It was like I was playing with dolls and that he was ashamed of me. But I digress. I did what I wanted to. Get woke, bitch. 1 penny. Ooh. This one's a bit. The current bid is a penny. And it comes with a regular, small Anakin to Vader toy. And then it comes with the big boy toy. Grammy, I'm gonna buy something completely useless with money that we probably shouldn't be spending. Don't hate me. It's only a bid. It's only a 6-cent bid. It's a 6-cent item. Just, ignore the shipping costs and we're good. We're great. I sold some stuff on eBay today. I can reinvest that money in my addiction to collecting crap, right? Right? Yeah, I can do that. So the prices on this one are very, very conflicting. We got $70, $80. We got, this one up for $90. This one's $65. It's all really weird. I'm gonna say 65. I'm gonna go with that because I feel like this is one of those classic eBay situations where you have people trying to sell things for way more money than they're worth. Because I know I looked for this a few months back and it was relatively cheap. I was just browsing. Lightsabers. Let's look for some lightsabers while we're at it, because I had a ton of lightsabers. Let's go Anakin, because I had an Anakin Vader one, because again, episode 3, they released all kinds of merch like that, where it's 2-in-1 Anakin Skywalker, 1 cent, 1 penny. Wonder if it's the same seller. But I don't think this is the one that I had. I don't think, yeah, this is not the one that I had, because I had one that was Anakin's hilt. That's Vader's hilt. But the one that I had was Anakin's hilt. This is it. This is the saber. You got Anakin on one side. You have Vader on the other. You have this information on how it changes color. You'd push the little red button to change the color. $59.99 for that version of this toy. This is a 2-pack. This one is $78. This one is $100, but it comes with the second lightsaber, so I kind of had to meet in the middle on that. This one's out of its packaging, and it's $30, so that's something cool. $65. I'll say $70. We'll round up to $70 for this one lightsaber toy. This one's $23. This one's out of the box. It's $23. How much money is in my eBay account right now? This one's harder because we've now found one that throws the average completely out of whack. I'm gonna say 60, so I'm gonna add $60 to it. I had a Digimon 02 Digivice, which was called a D3, but it was this one right here. This one for $164 in Canada. That hurts. That really hurts. I'm fairly certain that the one I had was like this one where it's kind of transparent on the inside, like an old Game Boy Color. Unlike this one that's solid. But man, these are all in the $100 range. All in the $100 range. Add a good old $100 to that total and cry a little bit more than you normally do at this point in the day. I wonder if that Hulk action figure is worth anything. I'm just curious. I doubt. Yeah, $14.99. That is the exact figure. It's $15. I'll just say $15. Oh my god. Back to Yu-Gi-Oh real quick. I had multiple dual discs that I destroyed. Yu-Gi-Oh dual disc. And I look for these every once in a while, and I get really sad. Not you. I had the okay, so this is the one that makes me really sad, because I had this one. I had the special Chaos dual disc, and I gave it away. There was some damage to it that I caused, but in comparison to everything else I have, it was in relatively good shape. And I gave it to Kane, who probably either broke it, gave it away, or sold it. $399. Last one for sale for $399 from fucking Greece. I had 2 of these in my lifetime. The original 2004 dual disc, that's $350. Ugh. Oh my god, this one's $599. What the hell? Who is paying that much money for I guess if you have the expendable income, by all means, live your best life. So we're just gonna go do a proper Google search for it. Okay, this one is $200 over on Macari, so that's something. I don't look at Macari for things much. Should I? Because I hear that a lot, that they're actually really good. I have never been on Macari before, so let's see if it's any good or not. I don't have a printer problem. Go away. So $213 for Chaos Discs. $1,800. Ooh, but it's 10% off, guys. It's 10% off. Also comes with a bunch of cards, it looks like, so that's something, I guess. $300, $300, $399, $100, $100, $150. Oh, fuck me. The data on this one is very inconclusive and very difficult to figure out. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to average them out at about $150 each, and there's 3 of them that I have to add to this total. That is $450. That's more than our current total that we are adding to the total. I'm going to switch it up real quick. I'm going to switch over to comics, because there is one comic that I have been looking for a long time now, because I had it. I had the comic. It is a reprint of Action Comics #1 from 2000. And that one's just disappeared. Gone with the wind. Nowhere to be found ever. Action Comics #1. Reprint. I'm going to say 2000, because it was from the year 2000. It was like a Millennium re-release. This is the comic. $12, $19, not you, $47, $170, $115. These are all over the place. These are worse than the dual disc to an extent. I have this reprint in my collection. The Introduction of Supergirl reprint. I have that. Fine, very fine. Okay, cool. Got any more pictures? Oh my god, what was this? What is this an ad for? It's for Kohl's. I thought this was Adam Sandler when I was a kid, and I was like looking at this comic. I thought it was Adam Sandler in the back of this book. Superman #75 is an absolutely worthless comic that I also destroyed. DC Comics was like, we're gonna flood the market with this comic, and people bought over 8 million copies of this comic book, and they're like, it's gonna save the comics industry, it's gonna get us right back on track, and it led to a series of bad decisions from both DC and Marvel, where they're like, we have to do these status quo changing events that really changed nothing, and they almost destroyed the comic book industry entirely in the comics crash of the 1990s. So for this, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna average this one as much, because the average would be way higher than I think this book is worth at this point. I'll say $20 $25. Let's give it $25. Let's see if I can wrap this video up by finding this X-Wing that I was talking about at the top of the show. So it was a collector's X-Wing. It was from 1997, from the special edition re-releases. And it had like a black box with like green accenting to it. I don't remember the lettering as much, but I remember it was a black and green box with an X-Wing inside of it, and I really wanted that X-Wing. 1997. Maybe it was 95. All right. I don't think this is it. I don't think it was this, because the one I'm thinking of it was a slimmer and taller box. Let's adjust the year. Let's make it 1997, because again, I swear I was alive when he bought these X-Wings. Was it this? Again, I don't know. I remember them being thinner boxes, but this could have been it, because green. It's got green on it. Maybe it was just sideways. Maybe it was just sideways like this. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. That's so smart. This could be it. This could be the toy that I remembered. This is my Mandela effect toy. Because yeah, this looks close to what's in my mind's eye. So let's assume that that's the toy. Let's assume this is the X-Wing that I remember from my youth. The going rate's about $100. It looks like it's okay. Trending at $104.16. That's what eBay is currently telling me. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do $104.16. That's how we're gonna wrap this video up. Where's my calculator? So that brings us to a total across, I don't know, 10 things. 10 things that I destroyed, lost, or just overall ruined in my childhood that equal up to $984.16. Chevron cars? This isn't part of the total, because I actually kept almost all of my Chevron cars in like good condition. I still have almost all of them in storage right now. I loved these stupid cars when I was a kid. Good times. But anyway, that's all we're gonna do for this episode of money that I wasted as a child being destructive as fuck. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the button system clicky bar thing down there below. Leave a comment, subscribe to LegoMyGregO TV if you feel like it, you don't have to. Did you destroy toys as a child? Let me know. Let's have a conversation about how destructive we are as a collective group. Make me feel less alone in my pursuits of being a better human being. A less destructive human being. And that will wrap up the video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I've been LegoMyGregO. You have been awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.